The revolution part 5, Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh of Iran, however, learned Churchill's plan and ordered the British embassy to be closed in October 1952, forcing all British diplomats and agents to leave the country. Although the British were initially turned down in their request for American support by President Truman, the election of the Dwight Eisenhower and US President in November 1952 changed the American stance toward the conflict. This period, with Cold War paranoia and the fears of the communist influence, contributed to the American strategic interest. On 20 January 1953, US Secretary of State John Foster Dulles and his brother CIA Director Allen Dulles told their British counterparts that they were ready to move against Mossadegh in their eyes. Well, they said in their eyes, any country not decisively allied with the United States was a potential enemy. Iran had immense oil wealth and a long border with the Soviet Union and a nationalist prime minister. The prospect of a fall into communism and a second China after Mao Zedong won Chinese Civil War, who had won the Chinese Civil War, terrified Dulles' brother. Operation Ajax was born, in which only democratic government Iran ever had deposed. So this was an operation against the democratic government in Iran, and it removed Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh from the power. It is called the Iranian coup d'etat, and the US influence started in Iran. On 15 August 1953, the coup d'etat was initiated to remove Mossadegh with the support of the United States, the United Kingdom, and most of the Shia clergy. The Shah fled to Italy when the initial coup attempt on August 15 failed, but returned after a successful second attempt on August 19. Mossadegh was removed from power and put under house arrest, while Lieutenant General Fazlullah Zahedi was appointed as new prime minister by Shah. The sovereign, who was mainly seen as a figurehead at the time, eventually managed to break free from the shackles of Iranian elites and imposed himself as an autocratic reformist ruler. The coup reinstated Muhammad Raza Pahlavi as an absolute monarch and significantly increased United States influence over Iran. Economically, American firms gained considerable control over Iranian oil production, with US companies taking around 40% of the profit. Politically, Iran acted as a counterweight to the Soviet Union and aligned closely with the Western Bloc. Additionally, the US provided the Shah both the funds and the training for SEVOK, Iran's famous secret police with CIA assistance. SEVOK's repression unfolded the little security or challenge from the US. By the late 1970s, popular resistance to the Shah's rule had reached a breaking point. And there was White Revolution in 1963 to 1979. The White Revolution was a far-reaching series of reforms in Iran, launched in 1963 by Shah. Muhammad Raza Pahlavi was there, and Muhammad Raza Pahlavi was the one who certainly brought the great improvement. And White Revolution was good for the social development, was good for the political development, was good for the economic development. But then at the same time, the White Revolution was an influence of westernization. Yes, the Iranians are quite progressive, but the kind of westernization Pahlavi regime brought, Pahlavi monarchy brought, it was unacceptable because the public in Iran didn't like the volume of uh, westernization that white revolution brought, and it was one of the reasons for the Islamic revolution in Iran.